Hey lit bitches, I'm back again, the Audiobookworm, aka your favorite audiobook podcaster, here with another audiobook review. So, I just finished listening to book 3 in the Crescent series, House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. Now, if y'all have ever listened to my soon-to-be revived podcast, the Audiobookworm podcast, I'll let y'all know about the revival date. Y'all know that Sarah J. Maas is one of my favorite authors. Homegirl does not miss. This audiobook is also narrated by Elizabeth Evans, and she narrated all 3 books in the series. She was amazing. I love a good narrator. Let me just tell y'all, a great narrator is essential to my completion of an audiobook. Like, it's literally make or break. I know. Let's get to the plot. Okay. But before I do, y'all know I have to give my flowers where flowers are due and tell y'all a little bit about the author and the narrator. Okay. Start with the author, Sarah J. Maas. She is a highly accomplished author who holds the distinction of being a #1 New York Times and globally best-selling author. Okay, renowned for her captivating storytelling, and she is the mastermind behind The Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is like a super uber popular right now, and of course Crescent series, with over 38 million copies being sold in English worldwide and translations in 38 languages. Sarah J. Maas's novels have garnered immense popularity, like I just said, cultivating a vast and expanding community of devoted readers and listeners. I'm sure all of my fellow book buffs know that her A Court of Thorns and Roses series, like I just mentioned, has become like a sensation on TikTok, like amassing billions of views under its dedicated hashtag. Like, it's a big fucking deal, and I think it's like a movie or a series coming out. I'm not sure. Now let me introduce you to this bomb ass narrator, Elizabeth Evans. Now, Elizabeth boasts an illustrious career spanning various mediums such as commercial campaigns, video games, and animated ventures, alongside an impressive portfolio of over 150 audiobooks, with a penchant for young adult fantasy. She has lent her talents, and she's very, very talented, to acclaimed series such as Throne of Glass, of course Crescent City, which is what we're talking about, the 3rd book anyway, and Lee Bardugo's Six of Crows, which I love this duology. Oh my god, it's one of my favorites. I love Six of Crows. Contributing to their global success, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a deep love for storytelling, Evans's journey has taken her across the globe. She's pretty freaking boss, okay? From performing with a touring theater company to Asia, to pursuing her craft at New York University's graduate acting program. That's like a fucking nice ass resume. Okay, y'all, for real, I'm done playing with y'all. Let's get into the plot. Like, I'm dead serious this time. Okay, we pick back up. Bryce Quillen never thought she'd venture beyond Midgard, but now that she's here, all she craves is getting back to her world. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but at the end of the last book, she was transported somewhere else. Her fam, her squad, and her boo, they're all in Midgard, stuck in this new realm. She's got to stay sharp, find her way home, and she has to overcome a lot of things to get back home. And trust, that's a whole nother story. After Lars been through some serious bullshit. Okay, he's going through it right now at the beginning of this book, but this situation might be the worst of the fucking worst. Like I said, he's going through it, y'all. After a brief taste of happiness with Bryce, of course, he's back in the slammer, clueless about Bryce's whereabouts. He's itching to help her, but he's got a story breathing down his neck, like quite literally, and other shit too. It's fucking horrible. It's torture. And of course, the rest of the crew returns: Ruin, Ethan, Aeronati, Lydia, Ember, Hypaxia, just to name a few. We also see some faces from other worlds. Most loose ends essential to this series were answered. However, some were left open-ended, which means we will probably be seeing, a return to this world or some variation of this world on down the line. I will say that most of the major players end up exactly where they all should be. And in this steamy, heart-pounding sequel to the epic bestsellers of House of Earth and Blood and House of Sky and Breath, Sarah J. Maas takes her Crescent City series to new levels. This is top tier. It's like, as Bryce and Huntsworld teeters on the edge and their shoulders carry the weight of its future. Will they succeed? Now, before I give my opinion, which I kind of already did, so y'all probably kind of know where I'm going with this, let's see what the other listeners of this audiobook had to say. Okay, y'all. Now, no lie, I literally went back far as hell on the comment sections of this audiobook, and it looks like mostly everyone agrees that this book is amazing. All I'm seeing are like 4 stars, 5 stars. Here are just a couple, so y'all can see that I'm not just like fangirling out right now for nothing. Okay, so we have Kelly C. She said, good read, but a little disappointed. It was a good read. I went into this thinking there was a 4th book to be released, so I was surprised to find this was the conclusion. And if there is a 4th book, I have no idea where it would be going. I also expected more of a crossover with ACOTAR, which you should know, A Thorn and Roses, and was highly disappointed with that storyline in the book. All in all, glad I read the series. Sis gave 4 stars. And personally, I think it was just the right amount of crossover between A Court of Thorn and Roses. And basically, this book was really a lead-in for somebody from A Court of Thorn and Roses to get her own story. And I think we just need to wait. Okay, next we have Matin, a masterpiece. Such a great ending to the Crescent City trilogy. Sarah J. Maas is hands down my favorite author. So it isn't surprising for me to say that the series is my favorite to date. The bringing of all of her series into one was something I wanted. She introduced Reese and his family. It was a great job, and I read it over and over. Now, Maddie Boy gave my good girl, my good sis, 5 stars. And I agree. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. I give it 5 stars. It was great to see the worlds come together and see how they're tied to each other, to see how you can move within the worlds, especially a multiverse, y'all. So in my not humble, but humble opinion, this book is a 5 star for sure. 5. Y'all, let me say, this was such a great conclusion to a great series. Mostly everything in Bryce's world is looking up. We lost a few people along the way, but it's looking up. And while Bryce has completed her mission, so to speak, there are others in the book, like I said earlier, whose stories are probably just now beginning. Like, it's loose ends, but nothing too loose that it doesn't it takes away from the main story. Y'all should definitely give it a listen. I highly recommend. Before I let y'all lit bitches go, I gotta drop those socials. TikTok, the Audio Bookworm Podcast. Twitter, X, whatever, the Audio Bookworm Podcast. And join the Audio Bookworm Facebook group for more bookish. Also on IG _ Audio Bookworm Podcast. Thank you, y'all. Love y'all. Bye.